sometime before Christmas, I was invited to a very unusual luncheon in a southern city. And when I was seated around the table in a hotel ballroom, I could tell this was going to be an interesting luncheon because the people around the table were very diverse by profession, by ethnicity, color, the whole thing. And as we were instructed, we went around the table one by one and we explained who we were and what we did for a living. And it was a very interesting group that was around my table. And then about halfway, directly across from me, maybe there's 10 people at my table, there's a large African-American gentleman. And when he said his name, he was a business guy, and when he said his name, it was distinctly Muslim. And I thought that was interesting. And then the next person went, we started our meal, and this African-American Muslim at one point in the meal made eye contact with me and just kind of mouthed the words, "Love your books." So I looked over my shoulder to see if there was an author in the room, and I said, "Me?" Like that? And he said, "Yeah, you." He said, "We'll talk later." I said, "Okay." And I really thought that he had me confused with someone else. So after the lunch, he pulls me off to the side, and he said, I now understand this was probably a little confusing because you assume I'm a Muslim and all of this. And I said, I try not to assume anything in situations like this. And he said, well, let me tell you a little story. I've been a Muslim my whole adult life, and being an African-American Muslim in a southern city and being in the profession that I'm in, he said, it's not been an easy go. Because I, as you can imagine, have struggles in a lot of social settings. And he said, in the profession I'm in, we have a lot of cocktail parties and a lot of evening events. And he said that the natural course for me, the natural pattern for me is to go to one of the parties that I have to go to in my profession, and I'm served a drink and I get some hors d'oeuvres, and I try to make contacts in the room. But inevitably, I wind up standing alone at most parties until it's time where I can gracefully make an exit, and then I leave. And he said, it's just something I've learned to live with.